today is the day we leave for the East Coast. As you can see, we're not quite ready to leave yet. I'm still working on mounting this panel and part of this one, but we're getting there. We're up till 1 last night getting that done. It's close. Hope to have this all wired up in the next hour or two. Then it's all just little things. I saved room over there for 2 more panels if I ever find a low profile gray vent. It's gonna have to be like an inch tall low profile. Well, it's 2 p.m. Finally got all of the solar mounted. Teresa got it all cleaned off. So it's all generating power, but it's not plugged in anything. So I'm gonna go wire it while it's alive, which is a stupid thing to do, but I'm going to. You are now invited to place your bets in the comments below at the time we actually roll out of here. We just got all the panels on, but they're not wired. I haven't built the 4G mast yet. And we still need to get this thing, everything in here and ready to go. Having that last panel on was a huge relief. It took us probably 12 hours to put all the solar panels on, which is pretty amazing. It took us almost a week last time. But it helps that we're not filming every step of the way and turning it into kind of a step-by-step. That saved us so much time not having to film it. Both of our fingerprints are just about gone, peeling off all the die-core from the old setup. In fact, our fingerprint recognizer on our phone won't even recognize our fingerprints. It's pretty funny. On these SP100 panels, black is positive and white is negative. Kind of interesting if you're used to black being negative, but that's how it works on here. I'm going to wire 3 pairs in series and then wire them all in parallel in here. This panel is about to be live. I'm going to go check the charge controller, make sure it's working. Look at Teresa organizing all my tools.
There's only so much I can do.
She does a lot. Let's see. 13.4 volts. We're bringing in 10 amps. Woo! 29 volts. 0.14 kilowatt hours. Okay, that's 1/3 of our solar. It's working. That's always a good sign. Now I just got to connect the other 2 sets. So there's no doubt it's best to do this at night when the panels are not generating electricity. But we need to be gone tonight, and I didn't get this done in time last night. I was still mounting the panels. Ah! Just kidding. Alright, I'm gonna go test my numbers. Then do some heat shrink, wrap it all up. Here we go. 30 volts. 13.6 volts on the battery side. The right side is the battery side. 27.6 amps going in, 30 volts coming in from solar, 0.37 kilowatts because our batteries are full. Yay! It's charging. It's not as fast as when we had 900 watts on Sparky over there. I am gonna miss having all that solar. Wish I could have fit 800, but I left space, so if I can do something about this gray tank vent, I can fit 2 more on. We'll see how this does. Last time we had 600 on Sparky for a while, and in the winter it was really hard to... We would replenish what we used that day, but we would never be able to get charging and get past it. So if there was a cloudy day, it'd knock us down, and then the next day we'd kind of stay constant because it would bring in as much as we'd use. So 800, 900 watts is really ideal for us. Okay, time to close it all up. You never finish until it looks like a total disaster, and I think we're there, so I'm ready to be finished. My buddy Trevor knows, and Cody, they know me all too well. I never leave for a long trip without a hot weld, wet paint, or some sort of adhesive still drying. I think you're supposed to give this more than like 10 minutes before you hit the road and start driving with it. Oh well, we want to get out of here. My work on the roof is done. Yay! Oh, Teresa just reminded me I have to do the 4G booster still. Oh, you're all dirty. What'd you get on you? Got something all over you. Oh, you're liking that. You're a good boy. Well, it's 4:15. We've got solar in. We've got the microwave back in. We've got all the wiring tucked away in there and sealed up. We are charging and generating power. We are getting ready to go, but I still have to do the 4G booster. Here's my 4G contraption. We're going to see if it works. Probably the number one question we get is what 4G booster and antenna do we use? That's all on our gear page, themoreweexplore.com/gear. Get in there. All right, let's see if it works. You want to test this for me? Yes. The other way. Yeah. All right, now down. Excellent. All right, 4G booster is on. I don't have the antenna yet. I've got like a 30-foot one, but I want a short little 5-footer to drop down into where we're gonna mount the rest of the antenna. That feels good to have that on. Need to trim this up, and then I'm done on the roof. The Airstream is all done. Teresa's sister Mariana's here, and Dash with no mosquito bites.
Looking good.
Teresa has laid out all of the stuff that doesn't fit in Reynold yet. And so I have to make a decision, keep or not keep or put in the van. So this is where we're really feeling the crunch going from 30 feet to 23 feet. And this may look like a lot of stuff to you, but I challenge you to take every single thing you own and lay it out on the concrete. Everything you own. Let me know how that works out for you. There's a lot of little things you need in everyday life, like the USB cable that charges your bike light that's some weird proprietary thing. And that's why we always try to buy products that have universal chargers and power cords and all that stuff, because I can't carry 11 power cords with me. So that's my little rant on everyone having a proprietary charger for their own thing. It makes life cluttered, and we live in a small space, and we still accumulated all this crap, even though we lived in a 30-footer. It feels a lot like the first time we tried to leave in the 30-footer when we downsized from our big house to a trailer, where the last 2% of your junk you're trying to get rid of is the hardest, because it has value, and you can't just chuck it out, and you probably will and might need it soon. So you have to chuck it out anyway, or put it somewhere, or give it to someone who will use it, and just swallow that pill and realize it's gonna have to be okay. It's also really hard because we don't have a desk in the 23-footer, and the desk was the most used space in the 30-footer, and it had a great drawer where we could put a lot of this stuff. The storage in the front half of this is awful. We will be redoing it. We will be putting a desk in. We'll be getting rid of the dinette because they're the worst with cable management and the worst seating, and they just take up a lot of room for 2 people. But until that happens, we don't really have a great place to put any of this stuff. We got camera gear, we got a drone, we've got everyday life things, we've got 2 computers, we each work, we have just stuff that fills up all these little pockets, and chargers and batteries, especially with the whole video thing. But we're not complaining, it's just the reality of downsizing into a teeny tiny space. I gotta get out of here. It's getting dark and we still have a 4-hour drive ahead of us. We're getting close. We're an hour away, right?
Yeah, we're really close.
Okay. This is more exhausting than working on the solar on the roof. Teresa's really good at this, and this is where her strengths come in, and she really helps me. This is hard for me.
And Steve has to make a lot of the decisions, because a lot of it, like, I've had time to go through some stuff while he was up on the roof. But it's down to the stuff that, like, Steve has to help me know, like, what goes to what.
Almost done. Let's see, what time is it? Any guesses? Say 9:12. 8:45, not bad. I'm a little bit worried to weigh the Airstream. Our tires are rated for 6,600 pounds. Our axles are rated for 6,000. The trailer's rated for 6,000. I'm betting, I'm going to be pessimistic. I'm betting we're at 6,500.
We can skim off 100 pounds or 200 pounds, I think.
I wish we'd weighed it before we loaded it up, but there's simply no time. I'm really worried about these small 14-inch tires. They're at 50 PSI, which is the max, but they're kind of bulging a little bit, and when we turn sharp, they kind of do some weird things. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that, but the real bummer is I can't put my TPMS on it because it doesn't have steel valve cores, and that thing's just going to rattle around in there and possibly rip itself off. So I'm really worried about that. So I'm going to be looking for wheels and tires as soon as possible.
Guess what time it is? 10:44. But we're headed east.